Hi, I'm Kevin.
My name is April.
We heard that you'd be good to talk to out here.
Who said that?
Do you think the American dream is still alive?
I think it's alive in places that you would probably never look to go.
Not Sacramento.
Not second. Because everybody's losing jobs, homes, everything. And what do you do? I mean, and, you know, they can give you hotel rooms, vouchers, they can give you a program, they can put you somewhere, but what do you do? I'm from Modesto. I was born and raised in Modesto, so, and then I moved out from North Carolina for 13 years. I brought my family back here. And it was because of my brother. Now him and I we ain't talked in 13 years. But you know, my son's in the Air Force, my daughter's on the streets. She's been on the street for 7 years.
Y'all still talk?
Yes, we do. We do. It's been back and forth. I came out here partly we lost my ex, we lost a job and the condo that had piping problems, and so the owner decided he wanted to take a whole year to fix the condo. So we had to go. We just moved in. They didn't offer us a place to go, no housing, a motel voucher for a week. And the lack of communication in this town is just unreal. I think between channels, between up here and down here, it gets mixed up, it gets bottled up, and it really it disheartens the people who are really trying to work at it and to make it work. I'm homeless, and I'm like, even before I was homeless, I'm already, profiled, I'm already watched, and I haven't even began to even walk barely into the store. And my own people are looking at me like that. And so it's quite disheartening.
Yeah.
They look at us as like not even second-class citizens. We're their embarrassment. They're just like shunned, because I mean everybody's different. Everybody's case is different, and there's some people who are going to do bad and some people who are doing good. But it's the good ones that get they don't get anything because they get disheartened. And it's really hard to remain humble and to remain kind, and that's what this people need, more like that. But it's really hard to remain that way when you're automatically labeled, I mean, people look at you like you're nothing.
How does that make you feel when they look at you?
It makes me mad because, it upsets, it breaks my heart because, I grew up, my dad was a preacher, so I grew up in a community setting. It doesn't matter. My kids and I, they didn't know what color was when we moved out here to North Carolina. They didn't know, but they heard the N-word, they heard gay, and they were like, what's that? Because that's where we lost, I think that's where we lost a lot of our people. It's just let it slide through the cracks, it's like, hey, and then so they're going to grow up thinking, hey, what about me? What about me? What about me?
Yeah.
And then they're ignored, I think people ignore their families, and even the families of the people who are in this situation are, they look down on their family members because of society and what they have labeled us as. And that, instead of getting to know us and to ask these questions and just to take 3 minutes out of their day, they're smart enough to discern between good and bad and who's right and who's wrong. I mean, they don't want to listen, they don't care. It's just, the heart's not there anymore.
So your own family will look down at you?
Yes, my brother, but we don't even talk. It's like, whoa. Well, I'm sorry I decided I wasn't going to take $1 million, uppity up political job. I'm here to help. I want to help the people, and there's money and there's everything that you have. I could have in that too. It's just not the car, the house, or the status. But what's all that at the end of the day? That can be bought. But what I want, what I have and what my family have is you can't buy it. And I think that's what we like here, especially in this area, is that community, the village, the togetherness, and just put that frickin' Mercedes or that big home or that jet, put that all aside and let's figure this out, because if we don't, it's just going to get worse. And these innocent poor people who just want to live their life the way and they're not harming anybody or hurting anybody, but yet they get a bad rap because of the people that are pissed off and woo, and they're trying to make a statement or send a message out, and they're mad. But the ones who are just really just trying to live it out and love and just take care of what they can, they're frustrated too. They're becoming frustrated, and you look around and you're like, well, all this for what? What is this all for? Why are we going through this? All for what? Because I don't have a paycheck like yours. I don't have a car like yours. I don't have a family like yours. I'm not your color. I'm not your culture. This is America. I think we're losing sight of what America is. It's crazy. I'm just embarrassed sometimes. I couldn't speak to you like this last year because I was so tired. I was so hot. I was so fed up. I was so disheartened that I didn't even know what to say.
Was that the first time you said you experienced homelessness? When was it?
Well, with 2018, I was at a safe house for a year and 6 months because of an incident with my ex-fiance. I had to be there for a year. But once I left there, I went to transitional housing where I met my ex. We got the condo. We were transitional housing to the condo. And then when the condo fell through, I had never experienced it like that before in my life. I mean, I've lost everything up teen times. I mean, you learn not to even have, and to learn how just to make that hustle just to survive. I mean, it's not just located with homeless, but I mean, to survive. I mean, especially with the heat and with the rain and with no help. I mean, we have the navigators and they do what they can do, but without the right information, nothing gets done.
Yeah.
Or the wrong information, huh?
Can you describe that first
Oh yeah.
day?
That first day. Oh,
very first day. You're like, I'm gonna be sleeping.
I was in a creek bed. Okay, we didn't even have a tent. We thought we like downsized beyond measure. We had the little car full. We had a cube, and I just looked around and I don't think I was in shock. I think my first thought was, okay, we can do this. This is only going to be temporary. We were like camping. We told ourselves it's just going to be like camping for maybe a month or two, because the organization said they're going to get with us, or it's only going to be temporary. And then when their temporary became more like permanent, and they quit talking to you, and it's just you, your partner, and the tent makeshift home. We made a fortress, they called it. The Rangers called it. We got one of those car canopies that you park your car underneath. Well, we got and then we put our own tarp over it.
Nice.
And then we made it like our little house. And we tried so hard. Except the river is what really, really almost broke us. I mean, it almost broke me, because having to wake up, lose everything, and start all over again. I mean, I feel for those people. I know how they feel when the storms come through. When these people, they lose everything they've worked their whole life for, and everything that you've accumulated is gone. Everything you worked so hard for is gone. I mean, given you might have your family, you might have, whoever came with you, and you might not. A lot of people lose their families. They lose, and then ultimately they lose their life. They work so hard for what?
When you lose all your stuff like that, what's the first thing you think about losing? What's that first item that you really miss?
Shoes. My feet have never been so dirty in my whole entire life. It never hurt so bad in my whole entire life. I mean, they hurt bad. Calluses, corns, then fingernails, and the lack of nourishment. I mean, yes, we got the bottled water, but the lack of running water, because that all plays a part in your mental. And your confidence, or it breaks you down, it tears you down, and your body, your soul, and if you're not, I believe if you're not really connected with whoever you consider your higher power, or whatever, God, I mean, without that, I would have been destroyed. And there's nobody out there to show that to you. And you just rely on other people trying to help you, but you also got to remember these people are out to get you too.
Can you describe how that mentality changes, how your soul changes when you start living on the streets?
Oh, first of all, you're just like, why me? Why is this happening? Why? Oh, I'm such a good person. Why? And today I can ask myself, why not? Only because I lived through it. You break down and you're constantly second guessing every single step and choice you made, and the person next to you. I mean, you lose that hope, you lose that confidence, you lose that desire, that motivation. All those you lose when everything's taken and gone, and when people lose their partners. I mean, and you have nothing to eat, and you have nowhere to sleep, and I've never used to have, where do I want to sleep tonight? What am I going to eat for dinner? Or am I going to eat for dinner? I mean, am I going to walk on grass, rock? I mean, you just sit there and no washing clothes, you wash clothes by hand. I mean, and then people come to steal your shoes. They will steal your shoes. They will steal everything. And the little things like plugging in your phone. You can't talk to no one. You get no power. You can't have that lifeline to that worker or to the pastor or to anybody. And when you don't have that, man, that everything's cut off, it's just like your soul just dies. You lose everything that you've worked so hard for, and the people in your life are no longer there. Nobody's going to support you, help you, or just say how you're doing today. Simple things like that will bring a smile to your face because actually somebody's caring. Not what can I give them, but how are you doing today? Smaller things like that, people I think really they take for granted because the sincerity of community or your neighbor just saying, how are you doing today? Are you hungry? I mean, you wonder where you're gonna get a glass of water because you can't drink the water out of the river, but you're so dang tired, or you don't have your cups, everything just got gone, and how you have no money and you have nothing. And these people all around you, they're just trying to do the same thing as survive. And surviving is not living. You know, I never really used to, oh, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of a lot of things, but of life, that's a whole different ballgame because it's minute by minute. It's not day by day. It's minute by minute because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
People can just drop. They can leave, and you turn around and you're all by yourself. And you're hearing noises, and you're seeing animals, and you're seeing all these things that really, I mean, you've never seen before. I've never experienced in my life. But I'm also grateful for that opportunity because I can pass along that life skill of surviving. It's not living, surviving. And these people out here are just trying to survive. And just a blanket, a pair of socks, a simple smile, a toothbrush, a piece of bread, a glass of water, ice, oh my gosh, ice. Ice is like a Mercedes-Benz, okay? If you had ice, you were the shit, I'm telling you. If you had ice, you were the shit. If you had a cold drink, you were the shit. If you had a bowl of cereal, you were the king, I'm telling you. You were the king of ice cold. Oh my gosh. Just little things like that we have every day growing up, or even our kids have, that really humbles. I think if it doesn't humble you, then it kills you. I mean, it gives you no choice. It really does. And like I said, if it doesn't humble you, I'm not saying you'll physically die, but your soul will. And I can see why people aren't given that idea. Just the idea of, hey, try this. Hey, this works for me. Because everybody's so worried about being the next best or living the next day.
Wow.
You know, they'll step all over you. And they don't want to. It becomes a natural instinct for people who are just trying to survive.
Wow. It's a survival instinct.
I mean, we're like animals. I feel like an animal sometimes when I'm like trying to get something to eat. And I would never even think of walking to any place or establishment and asking somebody for a loaf of bread. But the look, I tried it a couple times, and the looks on their faces was like, ooh, who do you think you are? What are you doing here in my store? So you not only have to, prepare you mentally, you got to prepare yourself physically. Because not everybody sits out there on the side of the road and puts up a sign. People honestly try to go, hey, I'll clean your floors. Hey, I'll wash your windows. But you just can't walk in there looking like Tom, Dick, or Harry. You got to really look like you're somebody just to wash their windows.
Wow.
Or just to have a piece of pizza. Or just get the leftovers that they have at the end of the day when they tell you to come back. They want you looking like, CEO. I'm not kidding. Or you're the flyest person in school. Otherwise, they're not, and they don't give it to you. If you have dirt on your face, going to the bathroom, whoa. Oh my gosh. There's some wipes are just another thing, showering. Washing your clothes. It's almost like it's not supposed to be happening in the world that we live in today. It's like a whole different ballgame. I can understand as we were, beginning as a world, but in today's society, in that world we live in today, for anybody to have to live like that, to survive, is disgusting. It's unreal. And the lack of heart that this town lacks is so and the people that do have heart, man, they are on it. They're sincere, and they love hard. But they're just like us, you get tired.
Is there a lot of phoniness amongst the citizens here where...
Oh my God, fake as you know what. I can't say the word, but yeah, fake, phony. They're paper. They're faker than their paper. I look at it as fake. You can have all the paper you want to, honey. I'll just take gold. Because you can melt the gold, burn the gold. It ain't going to burn it. I'm still having my gold. Your paper's going to be gone. Your credit card's going to be broke. But at the end of the day, you can keep the paper. They're fake as their paper.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. They're fake as their fucking license or their fucking certificate or their diploma. It's fake as fuck. They just did the motions. They didn't learn shit. That's my notion. They follow a script. People who really live out here, there ain't no script, there ain't no shit. It's either survive or die.
This is living off the script, huh?
This is off the grid, off of any. Like I said, it doesn't have a script. It doesn't have a manual. Having kids, you know, you wake up, you look around, and you just go, what? And you look at what the other person's doing, and look at how they're living. Okay, one day I'll try that. The next thing you know, you're having to do things that you never even thought. But the people, you know, they're hardened. Their hearts are hardened, and they're so mad and angry. But you know, when you come at them with genuine sincerity, that's when you get to see the hope and the life come back in their eyes. But if you're not coming out of that way, man, it ain't cool. You're gonna get what you think they are, because they're so tired of putting it out there and it just being crushed or not being heard.
How much power do you think that has? Do you think the power of people's positivity can actually have a very serious impact?
It can move mountains. I mean, I today I'm a positive because I've had some sleep. I've had some food. I've had some time to mentally take care of my mental, my soul, and my spirit. I've had a couple of minutes to do that. But to maintain that in the everyday survival mode, that right there, if a person accomplishes that, they've accomplished life. Because that, it takes every inch of who you are, who you want to be, everything around you, and you have to ball it all into one, and you have to make it happen. Successfully, kudos, man, hats off. They deserve whatever they want. They deserve to live the rest of their days wherever they want. Because, man, that takes, I mean, Superman, I don't even know if Superman can do it. Because it takes everything that is in this life, this world, and in you and as people, as human beings. And to balance that every day successfully, knowing that you can lay your head down and know that you did the best you could and remain that way, man, that's what life's all about.
You seem really positive. How do you stay this?
How do I stay positive? My heart for God. I mean, a year ago, like I said, you would not even be talking like this. I couldn't even. You lose your speech. You lose everything that you learned. You're not talking like you used to talk. You don't act the way you used to. You act out of character. You jump out of character because the survival takes it out of you. It demands it of you. But when you just sit there and you just take 5 seconds, 5 minutes, and just get back to where you know you are, yourself, your soul, your character, and you just give it to a higher power. I mean, I give everything over to Him. I have my fears, my worries. If I'm in fear or worries, I'm not praying. And to live like that today, it's priceless. You couldn't offer me. You offer me a freaking mansion, Bentleys. You can offer me a freaking private island. But yeah, you weren't taking this. My freedom and my God is what I have today, and can't nobody take that from me. It's pride. You can't buy that shit.
Do you think it's your faith in God that's got you?
Yes, because His faith in me also. That's what I feel. I feel not just my faith, but His faith in me. He walks with me. He talks beside me. He knows I listen. You know, and He helps me get that discernment. He knows I'm going to stumble. He knows I'm going to fall. And He knows I'm going to make mistakes, but He knows our hearts. Mm-hmm. See? And all people don't get to know the heart. They just see what they want to see. And most people, they're going to give them to Him because to give all that genuine kindness, love, and all that humbleness to somebody who doesn't recognize it, it gets tiring.
Oh, for sure. Imagine if we could all love like God loves us.
I'm telling you, that's what He wants for us. He wants to show, and that's why if we're not of God, we're not struggling. The struggle is what represents and what opens up people's eyes to His love, what it can do. Look at her then, look at her now. Mm-hmm. Look at, she's been walking with God since day one. And you've got to take notice. You know, we got to get the word out there, and we got to continue to do it together. Quit tearing each other down and lift each other up. You know, that's where it starts.
Do you think going through these struggles got you closer to God?
Yes, because He has not left me one. I've always felt His presence. I've always listened. I've always heard. Heard. I feel. And no matter what, and I've cursed, and I've given up, I've thrown my hands up, I give it. But like I said, when at the end of the day, I lay my head down, or I just close my eyes for a minute, and then there's that one-on-one, and it makes it all worthwhile. Because then you can't buy that shit. You can't buy that what He gives us, because it's beyond measure. It's unconditional. He gives us to our last dying breath. I mean, our last dying breath, to believe in Him, Jesus Christ, in His Son, and He forgive that's love. Despite murders, all that, He's gonna give you to your last dying breath. I mean, who does that? That's love.
Do you think homeless people sometimes are more rich than normal people?
I mean, I tell everybody, you know, I ain't rich, but I'm fucking wealthy. I'm wealthy as fuck. I'm wealthier than you are because I have him. His wealth is inside of me. I live off his wealth. You know, and we are his people. We're his chosen. You know, the mentally ill, the homeless, because Jesus walks the earth. He didn't have a palace, a temple. His own people turned against him. Jesus did the ultimate sacrifice, got the ultimate sacrifice, just because he believed in us. So how can we not go around spreading? Because I mean, I eventually, you know, before all this started, I was on my way to have my own nonprofit, Mobile Hope. I wanted to go to the people instead of having them worry about getting a lift, getting a bus ticket. Woo, woo, woo. I know, start out with communities, tell them who I am, what I'm about, have me a motorhome, an RV, and go to the people. Hey, how you doing today? You need some blankets, what was going on today? What, you know, what are they telling you? What's going on? What can we do for you today?
Yeah.
Are you hungry? You want something to eat, something to drink? You want to listen to music? You want to play on a computer? You want to gamble a little bit? What? I mean, I want to have a bunch of, and I want to bring the resources to them, and at least give them the opportunity to say yes or no. And give them the education, the right information, and that right phone number that they can call, and somebody's going to answer. Because they want to.
There might be people watching this that aren't spiritual in any way whatsoever. What would you say to them?
Oh man, that spiritual connection, that warmth, that. I mean, I had a spiritual awakening back in 2019. I went to sleep and I woke up and I was looking, and I still look. Different eyes. I see a different world today. I feel a different. I love differently. I live differently. I don't have a care. I care that, you know, the divine entity that he is. He does it way better than I could ever. You know, it's ultimately he's the judge. He's the everything. I don't judge. I can't judge. I would never judge.
Why do you think there are so many people that don't believe in a higher power at all anymore?
Because there's egotistical, self-serving, self-seeking, self-righteous, hollow souls, or no, they're soulless people. You know, it does say in the word that there are soulless people walking for that purpose, to give us who are not soulless, who have either a wake-up call, a test, or a slap in the face, saying, "Hey, woo, woo, woo," you know, "Hey, what's going on here?" You know, and that never veer off the path of God, because if you do, that's what's waiting for you. That's what's waiting for you. And you know, at some point in time, there's no turning back. So you got to ask yourself, what's going on in front of you? Who am I? I mean, I used to ask myself every day. I had to question myself. Now I don't have to. I know who I am. I know what I want. I am homeless, but I know who I am and I know what I want. I walk with confidence. I walk with His love. His blessings are just unreal. I mean, and I'm talking like the blessings that are small ones. It's the ones that, you know, that people don't even think of or they forgot. That used to make them happy. You know, my daughter's homeless, but, you know, and it used to make me so mad and so sad, and I would worry from day to day. But man, that's when I just looked to Him, and the phone calls started coming more and more. The visits started coming more and more. The connection after 7 years of yelling, screaming, hollering, woo woo, has come to an end. And, you know, it's just patience. You know, read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. That is what love is. And, you know, and that's what He tries to show us every day. Just that spiritual walk with Him. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Just that moment that He can just put His, I feel the love. I feel His, I say arms. I feel everything that He is on me when I need it the most. And I don't even have to ask. It is there. It is right there waiting for me. All I have to do is stop, be patient, and just take a look around, or just close my eyes. And you know what? You can do that anywhere, any place, anytime. And you can't buy that. I mean, these people, I just don't understand. But I do understand, because like I said, it says in the word, they are soulless people. That's your people like, I can't believe they did that. But they're real. They're soulless people. They're not real divine human beings with soul. They are soulless people. And they are like zombies, and that's who they are. That's real.
That was really fantastic. Thank you.
No, thank you, guys.
Yeah,
no, thank you, because wow, I couldn't hold this conversation a year ago.
This is powerful.
No, I could not hold this conversation a year ago. I couldn't even tell you my name without hesitating, stuttering, or stopping.
Wow, yeah,
because I was tired. I was tired, but I'm not tired today. I'm full of life.
Well, you're
full. I mean, I've rejuvenated.
You're full of life. You're great speaking. Yeah, I mean.
And like I said, it's been so long since I'm able. So that's why I'm saying thank you, you've given me the opportunity to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a final message to like the mayor of the town or Gavin Newsom or anything?
Well, my daughter, she went up to you when she was like 5 when you were practicing your speech, and you're all right with her. But man, come on, get that down with the people. I mean, really, you gotta look past all you want. People look at you, look past all your, and vote for you. Well, guess what? Get out here and look past all the bullshit and come out here and see the real people. You know, vote for us. We'll vote. I mean, come on. Come connected, get connected, because that's the only thing that's going to make a difference. You know, you have to get your hand dirty while you're sleeping. Just talk to the people. Listen to the people. You know, that's half the battle right there.
Yeah.
That's half the battle. That's not a hard battle. I mean, I'm sure you've had work, but that's just taking time out of your day and being a human freaking being. And that's all I got to say. Come on. Show us some, yeah.
Can we get your info? Because there might be somebody that sees this as like, she needs to run a nonprofit. You know?
Well, no, I'm still working on it. I mean, I've already got an LLC. I mean,
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
I'm trying.
You are literally perfect. Could you throw your info?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time since I've got passionate. So this is great for me. So yes, thank you.
Thank you.
This is what I was born to do. I believe wholeheartedly. I mean, I worked at ARC for 5 years, and I worked in the lab, and I wanted to help people. That's all I want. I don't want a promotion. I want to help people. I want to be there helping them get it done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So yes, thank you guys. This is all I went from. But they do good. They do good work.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just more laid back.